All right, good morning and welcome back to K24 this morning. The first half has been absolutely amazing as far as our discussion for today is concerned. We're talking about dowry. Is it an outdated service? Is it commercialized? Actually, the question of the day was quite simple. Has a dowry been commercialized in this day and age? So kindly let us know on our social media handles at K24 TV across all of them. And you can call us on the numbers on your screen. Text us as well on 21222. Joining me today, I do have marriage counselor Mbugua Mumbi. I also have Sheila Idenya-Basil, an entrepreneur. And I also have a scholar, Alfred Sanday. The discussion that we were having earlier on actually did take a very interesting turn because a couple of callers called and said, women are free, we don't need to pay anything. Nahashon from Ukunda said, let it be a progressive thing. Usiambiwe tu siku moja umeenda kuchukua msichana, uambiwe sasa tunataka if it's $500,000. I don't know if guys are asked for $500,000, but unaambiwe it's $500,000. So lipo pole pole. You know, 1 month you can send kathao mbili, another time ukipata 10,000 tuma. So I don't know, Sanday, in your opinion, do you think we should pay it progressively?
No, actually, you know, there is something that Nahashon has said, which of course we might be able to look at it too, but he had a point.
Right.
And also Mbugua alluded to it that you see, mahari haishi. And because it's something which is a continuous process mpaka hata siku zetu za kiyama, is something that wezi semati it's a one-off thing. It's something which is continuous. So no wonder unapata kuna familia zingine unapata usually the small thing that you had, property or even if it's money or even wealth ulipeleka kule, then you keep on now, every time you get an opportunity and something else, unapata unatembelele familia nyingine, unapeana kitu kidogo ambacho uko nacho, and that is how the process goes on. But there is something else that I also mentioned here, that you see, because of the value that we have placed on issues with bride price na kama hizo, it makes that there are even some ladies who even source for some money
to help the husband pay.
To help their husbands pay for this. So with that in mind, it means that the women also know. Kama wewe in a family of 3 daughters or 5 daughters, wale wengine wamepelekewa mahari, you are the only person hajaletewa mahari, utakuwa na feel poa.
Of course.
Utakuwa na feel poa. So it's something that they know, and it's something that they usually work towards ensuring that it's done. However, there is also another thing that we should be able to take note of.
Right.
And this is usually for me, as much as there is usually some standard dowry payment that huwa inawekwa kwa different cultures, there is the issue of, it's a discussion, because I've attended quite a number of these ceremonies.
Yes.
For me, I usually look at it in terms of where vile umeongea na huyo your bride. Kwa mnakuwa umemwambia, because she knows your family.
Yeah.
Atakuwa amejua huyu bwananga anaweza kufikia kiwango fulani. Sasa akifika huko kwa akienda kwa anasema huyu mtu ataleta kiwango fulani, so that you know there are people, negotiators who are for hire.
Yes.
Wameitwa now to negotiate. These people, they can be able to push you to the wall, my friend. Yes. Just like nowadays, that appear watu wanaenda ku negotiate, both from the groom side, even from the bride side. Unapata uncles wa ule bride wameenda wametafuta wale watu, hata who might not be very close to the family, lakini wale wakando wenye huwa anajua kusukuma watu watoe vitu kitu kikubwa. Hao ndo wanakuja wanakaa kwa panel. So hata wacheki, sasa waongei, unajaribu ku crack a very funny joke, they will not talk.
Jamaa amekuja tu sura.
So umemalize so how about ile tumesema ile so that's why unapata sumungo ukiona hata kwa social media, there are people who if you are taking some bride price ama dowry, then it means that hata wewe utaenda kuangalia wale watu who can negotiate.
Right.
Unaambiwa kwamba you look for those uncles ama relatives wale who can be able to see to negotiate vizuri, so that at the end of the day iende chini. So it's something that of course today is commercialized in such a way that kuna watu wengine who will want to earn as much as possible kwa hiyo process.
From this process.
Now kuna even some families whereby unapata after that process wakiwa wamewacha hapo kitu kidogo, utawaacha vita tu ikitokea huko. Vita. Sababu wameshajua pesa fulani imeingia, so kama ni mandugu
uncles don't leave until they are given.
Yes, hata mandugu but I attended one,
or the brothers of the girl.
Yes, I attended one whereby hata the bride mwenyewe alikuwa akisema hata pesa nataka tu mpeane check, pesa iende kwa bank, because hao watu mandugu zangu wakishajua pesa mama ako nayo hivi.
Hata lala kwa amani.
Hata lala na amani. Wanasema mimi nipatie yangu. Jamaa sasa hata siku hiyo wanalewa throughout. Wanasema sasa mimi zangu tu mnipatie hapo. Zangu mnipatie.
We also brought up our sister.
I saw the money
Sheila,
it was happening.
I see you're burning to say something.
Yeah. I'm going to throw a spanner in the works. When you say some ladies see the condition of their husband and then they pay, they help him pay.
Yeah.
But you see, we are looking at one aspect where the guys receiving the dowry, it's communal. But what about the people who are bringing the dowry? It should also be communal.
Yeah.
So I blame it on the disintegration of the unit of the family because we've become urbanized and we are not sure whether we are urbanized or we are still using the traditional method because in our culture before, when the
This is now the New Year culture.
When the guy knew that he's taking dowry, he'd talk to his uncle, he'd talk to his father and do some sort of harambe. This one gives him a few cows, this one gives him more, the aunties bring whatever is needed. So it's a communal thing. In that way, the lady is now accepted in the community because each person feels ownership in the process of bringing this girl to the homestead.
Okay.
But nowadays, we've done it one way. It is the guy who is going through going through the struggle of now bringing this lady. It's not supposed to be that.
All right. We have a Peter from Muthiru on the line. Peter, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
How are you doing, sir?
I am well. I am happy about the conversation that you're having with the panelists.
Thank you very much.
But I am having a big problem with this dowry thing.
Okay. What problem is that?
I am branding it gender-based violence. Because I'm asking myself.
Yeah.
We are supposed to pay dowry and maybe appreciate the girl's parents.
Okay.
In the modern society, we are living in a space whereby everybody wants to be appreciated.
Yes.
Like in my case, I have 2 daughters and 1 son.
All right.
I don't want my daughter to come one day with a black eye.
Yes.
Ati amechapwa ati kwa sababu somebody paid dowry.
Yes.
And we know that in our context today, we have seen people who have died.
True.
Courtesy of the dowry I paid.
Okay.
That my daughter, even when wamekosana na bwana yake, for maybe some very serious issues, I will not accept her back because the tradition, like me being a Kikuyu, our tradition is that mumekosana na bwana yako, divorce is ensured. I should take everything that they brought me back to the parents. So I'm asking, where does this leave the girl?
Okay.
Where does this leave the girl? So as we address dowry in modern society, we should ask ourselves, why can't we make some serious reforms? For example, this is what I keep saying.
Okay.
Very briefly, this is what I keep saying. I keep saying that if my girl come and introduces me to the gentleman who wants to marry her, I will be very radical. I will ask her, how much do you want to pay? Maybe the parents will tell me they won't pay 200,000.
Okay.
I will also look for my 200,000. Why can't I help the young couple start their family? Why must I be paid for taking care of my child?
Okay.
I thought it is my responsibility.
All right. Thank you.
I am saying I am not paying any dowry. I will affirm my 2 children, the boy and the girl.
All right.
Should they buy an aeroplane in future and decide to give me a gift or buy me something else, I'll appreciate. But I think we should start rethinking on what dowry is in our modern society. Thank you. That is my submission.
Thank you very much, Peter. We also have Joanne on the line. Joanne, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
How are you, Mbuvi?
I'm quite fine.
So I'm Joanne,
Yes, Joanne.
and I come from the Rift Valley.
Ah, muko salama kabisa pande hiyo, eh?
Tuko salama lakini tumeenda sasa Meru.
Yeye ni mzuri bwana. Meru pia nasikia kuna miraa na ni tamu sana.
So I was married by a Meru.
Okay.
All the way from Rift Valley.
Congratulations.
Okay, so during the payment, the dowry payment, they didn't commercialize it.
Yes.
But you can imagine transferring 4 cows all the way from Meru to Rift Valley.
I know.
It was hectic.
Itakuwa tricky.
So my uncles, had to calculate the price of maybe 4 cows at 50K per cow, and then 4 goats at 40K, 10K each.
Yes.
And I believe that is not commercialization.
All right.
That was just value because of the situation.
True.
And if that is important, I'll say it is very important.
Okay.
You see, I was a graduate,
Yes.
but they didn't do it excessively. It was just as per the Kalenjin tradition. 4 cows, that
Yes.
was enough.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much, Joanne. We also have Michael. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm good.
All right, Michael. What is your question or comment?
Yes, Mr. Bubi.
Swali ama comment?
Comment.
What is it?
I'm Michael. I'm a Kamba. I'm from your area. Bubu Mkamba.
We Mukamba?
Ni Mukamba.
Musineva?
Musinema kuweni.
All right.
Yeah. Now, we saw the dowry. Nowadays is a business. Yeah, because in Ukambani,
Yes.
kulingana na mila ati ile da tunapaswa tulive. I said around four boys. Four goats.
4 goats.
Moja kuchinja na zingine 3 zinaachwa. That's compulsory. That's according to tradition kitambo.
Yes.
But nowadays, tunaitisha kama pesa like 20 goods. In terms of cash like 200,000. And okay, and according to the Bible,
Yes.
mwanamke anakuja kusaidia.
Ni kweli.
Si anakuja ni kama anakuja kukunyonya, because when you pay 200,000 na hauko job poa, anaacha shida kwa nyumba yako. So mtakuwa mkiswang chini wawili. It will come a time mtu atakwambia bwana hauna kitu, uliko na free kuna pesa, then you leave you and go.
Yes.
And we check the meaning of the word dowry. Ni mwanamke, ukiangalia kwa dictionary it means
Yes.
ni mwanamke atoe kwao alete kwenu. You are starting a new life. Now you are starting a new life, but ile pesa ungeanza nayo that life unatransfer kwa mwanamke.
All right.
I'm not saying we should not give something. It's not we don't buy them, because you cannot buy a human being.
Okay.
We just appreciate. But the way we appreciate it, they ask us a lot of money, a lot of items that actually cannot have a normal man. Kwake ni ngumu kustangu apate hizi vitu zote.
Thank you very much, Michael. We also have Eva from Nairobi. Eva, good morning. Eva, good morning.
Hello.
How are you doing, my dear?
I am fine. How are you?
What is your question or comment?
I have a comment now. I am speaking on behalf. I'm speaking the ones are calling the ones who are married.
Okay.
I'm speaking as a wale wako kwa market. And I would like to say that I'm a graduate.
You're a graduate.
Yes.
Okay.
And I am self-employed. And I come from a very well family.
A very wealthy.
Very not wealthy, but well-off family.
Do you have sisters? We have single men here.
Yes, I have sisters. But
All
now,
right. Yes.
I am a single mother of a 5-year-old.
Okay.
Yes, because of that experience, I know exactly what I have to offer when I get married. And I refuse to get out of my father's house bila kutolewa kakitu.
Yes.
Yes.
So you have refused to get out of your father's house?
Bila kutolewa kakitu.
Bila kutolewa kakitu?
Yes.
Okay, sawa basi. And your baby daddy is waiting to toa kakitu ama
No,
amesota?
no, I'm a single mother. Yes, still kwa market.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Eva.
Hi.
Well, that's interesting.
Actually, there are several things that I wanted to comment on. One, the first caller, alisema, I agreed with him that indeed studies have shown that issues with dowry has also led to gender-based violence, yes, especially against women. There are people when sasa kaza balitoa kitu kidogo, when you do a small mistake, anasema pesa nilitoa ama ng'ombe nilitoa niliharibu. Kuleta kutoa hizo ng'ombe zote kuja unapika ugali aina hii ama kupika wali wa aina hii. So that bit also is there. Those are some of the cons, especially ukipata kuna wale watu. That's why I said the issue of negotiations. When the way you treat me, because at the end of the day I can be able to, during negotiations I can be able to see this is an issue where you mnataka tuende tukae vizuri na huyu msichana ama mnanisukuma mnataka ku milk as much as you can in that process. When I feel that that process is such that they want to get as much from me, then it means that I also go with a different mindset.
Now you own this woman.
Yes, I
She's
own
now property.
Yes, it's a property. Come mnaniuzia. And I also wanted to comment on my sister who said the issues to do William Amoleka Meru.
Joanne.
Joanne. Now, I've also attended a particular dowry process in a particular area, I will not say where. And what happened is that, you know, like what she talked about in Takana Pereke, Uko Rift Valley.
Yes.
What we have done, like even when I was doing mine,
yes.
Unapata, because that's why Mbugua alisema it's a process. Unapata unaenda kule kwa sokoni za huko unajua hata usually they send even someone.
Yes.
Kwa sokoni kama if you have to take the real cows.
Yeah.
Unaenda kwa sokoni ya huko yenye inakuwa karibu unajua ni lini.
Unatafuta
cows huko unanua unapeana hizo.
Okay.
You know the problem that comes in the issue of now the value. Utafika because you were in a particular process, a particular ceremony. Mahali pe tulifika tumejua sisi mahali pe huku kwetu tunanunua ng'ombe pengine 14,000. Kufika huko tukasema okay, ng'ombe tumekuja na pesa, sisi tumeshapanga na 14. Kufika huko anasema ng'ombe atingapi 14?
Huku ni 25.
My friend, hiyo ng'ombe gani? Hiyo aka kandama aka. Sisi tunataka ng'ombe huku ng'ombe wanaanza kulizana mimi nasikia ile ng'ombe huku ni 30. Hii ng'ombe gani ya 30? Si basi acha tutakuja na tutakuja tuorganize tununue hiyo ng'ombe siku nyingine. Nasikia hapana. Sasa nyinyi kwani mmekuja na ngapi?
Mko mmejipanga.
Mko mmejipanga. So the issue of money, because if you are placing money on it, inakuwa ni issue. So unapata, that's why nani alikuwa anasema kwamba at times when you have done your research well, you have already known this community, basic yao inakuwa ni ile standard nitakana ikuwe mbuzi fulani nini. At times unapata usually they encourage in some cultures, hata vile Sheila amesema. Unapata wanakuambia kama ni ng'ombe ulete hao, alafu hata kama ni pesa cash utaweka pesa cash, itakuwa ni kando cash inawekwa tu kando. Kwa sababu kitu kingine ambacho kimefanyika ni kwamba because of course Sheila amesema kitu kingine ambacho pia lest I forget ni kwamba there still si umeje tuko town, sometimes we forget that uko mashinani there are people who still continue the traditions zile za community, whereby wanajua kwamba when a son in a particular family nitakana peleka mahari, uncles nitakana watoe kama ni mbuzi, watatoa mbuzi hao wenyewe watajipanga watoe mbuzi nitakana, wewe watakwambia unapata unakaa na familia yako. Unajua vijana wa siku hizi wataka kukaa na familia. So they wanajipangia town, wakishajipangia town wanaenda tu kuambia wale watu wa familia. So watu wa familia unapata wame surprise tu uncle atwe tunataka unipeleka kwa ugeni fulani siku fulani. So eventually it ends up ya kwamba now it's you are personalizing this thing when really sense it's supposed to be a community thing.
Right.
So if you involve the community from the word go,
things will be easier.
It will be much easier. Okay. So there are, indeed in communities there are people who still practice that. Unapata wana kuassist, wanafanya. I don't know Mbuvi if you have been in WhatsApp groups zile zenye bado there are individuals wenye bado pia wanachangiwa. Bado tunachangia wengine.
Do you advocate for hiyo kuchangiana?
Inaleta shida. Jamaa atakuchangia kweli lakini kuongea sasa kwa maeneo ya kistarehe.
Sisi tulinunulia
huyu jamaa tununulia. Hiyo inogopesha watu kweli. Huyu jamaa tumletea bibi bwana.
Who should contribute towards buying this girl? Buying, of course, quote unquote.
That's a good question, and I appreciate the discussion what Sanday has said and Sheila as well. By the way, it is the responsibility of the groom's father to pay dowry for him. In fact, as children, we have largely no role to play.
Okay.
Absolutely no role to play.
Our work is just
however, for example, whatever amount of money I can be able to raise to help my father, I don't think there's any African culture where you should directly, as a child, give out that yourself. Give it to your parents, give it to your father, because it is the responsibility of the father, specifically the father, to pay dowry for
the son.
Now, to come back to your question, who should contribute? Like in the Kikuyu culture, even in the olden days, let's say your son wants to get married.
Yes.
He has identified a certain daughter. It was the responsibility, the aspect of community, what she said.
Yeah.
Largely the responsibility of that family and the clan. But not anybody outside the clan. Not anybody outside the clan who would bring goats or sheep now to you as the father of this young man to help you. However, there's a very simple procedure. because you are the one responsible for paying dowry for your son.
Yeah.
Those goats would have to stay in your kraal or in your shed for a few days so that they can be identified with you.
Okay.
Let me tell you something that is very unfortunate that is happening today.
Yes.
Mbugua Mumbi anaenda Uthoni, kwao Embu. So this Saturday, for example, we all congregate at Kamakis. And we changa. That very money, I take it there.
Yes.
It's a taboo. Because this money has not yet identified with me. In fact, in our culture, if I give you that money, I have a share in your wife.
Yeah?
True story, I have a share. Maybe the lip or the thigh. I have a share, and don't be surprised. Listen to me, movie. Don't be surprised if one day you find me having conjugal relations with your wife. I bought the way you can buy a share in Media Max. I give 100,000 here. Media Max, I'm a shareholder. So what should happen largely? Okay, chorus for that contribution. But a few days before, not the very day we are going, so that you can put that money can stay in your house or in your bank, so that by the time we are going, it has been, I don't know the right words to use, but I hope we understand.
So what you're trying to say is that I have a lot of shares out here because nimechangia.
Absolutely. And that is why, have you seen a situation where, for example, Sunday, have you seen a situation where I was the best man in their wedding?
Yes.
But with time, I actually take over from his wife. I start having relations with the wife.
Yes.
Because, number one, I was a foreigner. I was not from the Mohirega or clan, you see, and so on and so forth.
And it goes down to that spirituality you were talking
very,
about.
very important. Somebody talked about, I can just bring up my sons and daughters in my own way. I don't have to pay. Let me tell you this, very important. And he talked about a black eye. The primary reason why your daughter may come back with a black eye is not because of the amount of dowry you paid. It could be because of two things. The process was abused. The process was abused, or there was a gap. Let me give you a very simple example. Think of the water that comes from Dakaine Dam in Murang'a County. That water reaches here because of several pipes connected together. Several pipes.
Right.
It could be 1,000, all connected together. And they have a relationship here. They have to be joined at the hip. They have a relationship. Only one tap goes into the dam. And this tap draws the water and feeds all the other pipes up to Nairobi. Let me say this. If one pump, let's say near Thika, breaks down,
that's it.
Let me tell you, we have no water in Nairobi.
Okay.
Prayer won't help. Fasting would help. Go and fix the what? Let me tell you this. In situations, especially in our culture, and I need to say this without any fear, because let me tell you this. I am a culture enthusiast. You just see me as a family counselor.
Right.
I have invested so much of my time in understanding why did God create me a Kikuyu, a man, black and in Kenya. This is about identity. We are told that we perish for lack of knowledge, because you don't know who you are. If our culture is like a pipeline. I am connected to Mbugua, who lived 1 million years ago. And the problems we have in families today is because of this. For example, my grandparents, for example, the pipe is leaking somewhere. And we should be connected. And I think I should ignore that. And therefore, I go ahead and I pay dowry and so on and so forth. Yet, I need to go back and fix the pipe. For example.
10 seconds maybe.
Oh, are we waiting up?
We're actually done.
Oh, we are actually done. Thank you very much. Let me say this in 10 seconds. Culture is not an option. It is our godliness. It is our spirituality. It is the core of who we are. And let me tell you this. There's a difference between the environment maize grows and the environment rice grows. Good stuff. So culture is not an option. Whether you are urbanized, whether you have gone to Harvard, whether you live in America, deep within you, culture is your spirit.
All right, there you had it. Culture is your spirit. Guys, unfortunately, that's all the time we have. Thank you very much, Sheila, for coming. Thank you very much, Alfred Sunday, for coming through. Mbugua, obviously, a wealth of knowledge that comes from you. And I think now that's an entire new topic, the cultural pipe. Cultural pipe coming very soon to K24 Relationship Thursdays. Right now, though, we've come to the end of the show. And Jeff Mote, I don't know, is your cultural pipe still intact? Shiko?
I pray it is. So far from the check boxes, it seems like we are good.
Yeah.
So it's making sure that the damage doesn't happen in future, like you said, because even as you move forward, your children and your grandchildren, you look back. So you have to make sure when you're in custody of the pipe, make sure there are no leaks.
How many cows do you think you're worth?
Let's say maybe about 400. Can you keep up?
All right. Their cultural pipe has an issue somewhere. We come to the end of K24 this morning. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll be back again tomorrow on Hangout Friday.
Yes.
Okay, absolutely. We are done for the day. Samuel Jeroge comes in with Shiksha Aurora. Probably Sam should ask Shiksha. How many cows she's worth as well?
But you
No,
know,
she
Shiksha
will be
from
the
where?
one paying.
Oh.
Yes,
But
Shiksha
you know,
is the one who will be paying the man's
Shiksha
family.
actually will be given, you know, whoever a lot
Might
of
be
cows.
Sam. We're not
It could be
confirming
Sam.
or
I don't
denying.
know.
What
I
we
don't
do
know.
know is that they'll be on the Daily Brief from 9, so you can ask them all of those questions right here on the show. Have a good one. We're back tomorrow on Hangout Friday. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.